Hey guys, okay, so it's been a long weekend, spent time with the family, glad to be back with you guys. Okay, so what I wanted to do was just kind of like sum up this whole weekend I spent with my family. It was my brother's birthday, and it was very eventful, very eventful. Few things. First thing, when we went to this place for my brother's birthday, the music was fun, but I walked into this place, you guys, and I saw these girls, and they were wearing track shorts and crop tops and sneakers. So all this leg out, all the stomach out. And I'm like, so was it too much to put on a pair of jeans and some sneakers? Like, I'm not mad at the sneakers. I mean, I kind of am. I'm like, I feel like they're younger than me because I feel like millennial women know no matter where you go, you always wearing heels. Like, if my feet hurt, I'll put on my flats. But yo, that's part for the women. But I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why is it that when you going out, you can't even put on a pair of jeans? Like the lackadaisical people, like that bugs me. Like, I don't even like seeing people wear bonnets to the supermarket. I'm not saying you gotta be in a ball gown, but could you not have found a hoodie? Could you not have put on a baseball cap? Like, is it too much to care enough to put something on? Like, don't get on the airplane wearing pajamas. Like, that's how I feel about that. Like, y'all are not even trying. Black America. Like, what's going on here? Okay, so that was what was interesting. That happened on the Saturday night. It was fun. We had a good time. I had a good time with my family and all, but I mean, it was me and my cousin's girlfriend. We're just staring at these girls like, but why? Why? You couldn't put on a pair of jeans. You looking like you just came from the gym wearing this. Like, why didn't you even try? You don't go out looking like that. What, like, and your friends didn't want to tell you nothing, but then your friend is dressed the same way that you're dressed. And, listen, men were still talking to them. We're still talking to these girls like, hey, they're slim, they're pretty. Why not talk to them? They'll drop it like it's hot and we can get behind them. Like, that's literally the whole enchilada there. And I'm just staring like they don't even care enough to put on a pair of jeans, yo. But this is who the men are gravitating towards. When you listen to the Anton Daniels of YouTube and other men who say why, listen, this is what you should try to avoid. Like, if she don't even look like she care enough to put on a pair of jeans to go out, why do you think she's going to care enough to make you a sandwich? Like, why do you think she cares? Like, don't even bother with that, right? Now, people came up to me, they talked to me, I danced, I had a good time. I don't do the twerking stuff. Like, I don't do that. It's just not ladylike at all. Like, I don't do it. And actually, there was a gentleman who came up to me and we started dancing and he said, "You're so conservative." I fell out laughing. I'm like, yo, you don't even know how conservative. Like, I walk around in MAGA hats and I got a Trump knife. I take it everywhere I go. No, I'm kidding. I do have a Trump knife, though. Y'all know me. I have a Trump knife. But it's like, yeah, I'm conservative. I don't do that. The music is crazy, but we'll just dance, having a good time, spending time with the family. It's just a very eventful Saturday, and I just could not stop looking at the fact that these girls didn't care enough to put jeans on. That was the first thing. Then we got to Sunday, right? So we're at my sister's house. We're just listening to music, and we're just, we're eating and we're dancing, just in the house, just having a good time. And my cousin's getting his hair done by my older sister, and he pulls up a video on his phone about him and his friend. They were just talking in this thing. And in this conversation, they were debating why my cousin, who was a black iron worker, okay, why he is a Republican. And he just refuses to say the words. He's not a Republican, he keeps saying. "I'm not a Republican. I don't like Trump, but I support my local politicians." Okay, who are your local politicians? Are they all Democrat or all Republican? He's like, they're Republican. So you voted Republican locally. And who did you vote for the president? Oh, I voted for Kamala Harris, but you don't like her policies though. Like, you're only voting because you're trying to be loyal to the party. You're voting Democrat for the presidency because you want to be loyal to the party. But as it relates to your personal life, your personal everyday, you'll vote conservatively because okay, well, it's local that matters the most. Yes. And so you'll vote because it's what matters. Why you don't think that applies even to the federal government is kind of a crazy to me. But every single time when he showed me that video, you guys, I kept saying to him, "No, I agree with your friend. You are a conservative. And not only are you a conservative, you are a MAGA conservative." And that took us into the whole conversation about Russia and Ukraine. You were talking about Russia, and I said to him, "I'm not mad at the Russians for this one. I'm actually not mad at them." He's like, "But that makes you a communist. You support Russia." I didn't say they were our friends. It's because they're communists why they are our adversaries. They weren't always our enemies. They used to be allies with us, okay? During the days of Abraham Lincoln, they were one of our allies. So it's not like they were our enemies all the time. But eventually the value systems come to a blow, and that's what you saw with the Cold War. That's what happened there. But Understand what's happening with Ukraine is no different than what happened with our Cuban Missile Crisis. Like, that's exactly what this is. And it's not because Russia was the aggressor, we were. Like, we are the aggressors. We are the bad guys. And are they wrong for protecting their neighborhood? Like, understand something. And this is, I put it in the context of neighborhood and don't be on my block. Y'all know how black people are. This is what we do. You know, it's like, don't come on my block, yo. Like, that's how blacks are when you grow up in the hood. And that's not even just in the hood. You can literally be in the suburbs, you know, but it's black America. It's like, yo, don't come on my block. Stay out of my hood and we don't have no problems. So I put it in that context. I'm like, okay, so Russia's got their block, we got our block, and the whole world is the neighborhood, okay? So we've been fighting for years. We decided that we were going to stop because it's in the best interest of the whole neighborhood that we don't come to blows. We're so big that if we fight, the whole neighborhood gets destroyed. Let's not do that. Let's find a way where we can be at peace and where we can make money and we will never be friends and we understand that. But now if your friend comes on my block after we just made this arrangement, what did you think was going to happen? Like, not only are they coming on my block, but they trying to buy up the houses in the block. No, we agreed you wouldn't do that. So now when your friend and your enemy start going to blows and your friend is looking for you to get involved and you say, "No, are you wrong for not wanting to be involved?" She says to me, "Well, no, because I know that if I get involved, the whole neighborhood gets blown up." Exactly. And that's the America First position. And if this is what you think, then you are MAGA. Why do we think that this other bloc is our friend if they are trying to instigate a conflict between us and our enemy? We don't have to fight them. We could just learn to get along. That is the ideal. That is the goal. And if I'm finding that I have more in common with my enemy than I do with the so called friend of mine, well, then how is it that I'm wrong for that? I know this person is my enemy, but with friends like this, who needs enemies? Like, my goodness, that's how we looking at NATO right now. That's how Trump's looking at NATO. And that was the whole conversation that we had there. We ended up talking about China and BRICS. It's like, let's call a spade, dude. You know darn well that if China was trying to take Canada and take Mexico and take Greenland, we'd have conflict with China. We already have conflict with China, but it would be even bigger because now you're trying to get too close to my territory. I don't like it. Stay off my block. We don't have no problems. But you keep trying to take over my block and we're going to fight it out. And if Russia and Ukraine want to continue to war, let them war. It's not our war. So I want nothing to do with this. And it's the same issue with Israel and the Palestinians. If Israel wants to war, let them war. Stay out of it. That is the America First position. Now, again, you guys know how I feel about President Trump with these foreign policies. A lot of them are great when it comes to the tariffs. I love the tariffs. Love the tariffs. But when it comes to Israel, when it comes to Russia, I'd like to stay out of it. Like, yo, you did your part. You negotiated a peace. If they're not going to stick with it, then that's on them. They want a war, let them war. We got nothing to do with it. And if at the end of this, there's nothing left, then take up the property. Like that listen, your little divisions here are of no use to me. Okay. They're of no use. Now, it's not that I don't care, but it's like I care, not enough to be involved. Okay. Like when I was younger, you guys, it's just to give you guys a little anecdote about me. When I was younger, I remember being in middle school at the time. I think I was like 12 years old, and a friend of mine was having conflict with another friend of mine. So we walked this friend home. The other friend of mine decides to follow her home. So all these kids just start following, and they wanted to see these two come to blows. We get her all the way home, you guys. We get her all the way back to her home turf. The girl grabs a knife. I stopped her. Now, she had the knife to my neck, red, like, because she was so in her emotions. She nearly cut me. And my twin sister pulls me out of the way, like, look, I know you want to help, but in your desire to help, you nearly got killed. And so, for that reason, you guys, I now play the neutral card. I don't care if you are my friend. I will try to broker peace. I might even try to keep you from throwing a swing. But the second punches start flying, I am out of this. And that is the position of America First. That is the position of MAGA. And that is the position of my cousin. And I keep telling him, dude, you are a Republican. You're a conservative and a MAGA one at that. And you just don't want to say it because you're loyal to the party. But you vote differently locally. Like your personal interests are more important than the party's interest, which is why you vote the way you vote when you're voting locally. So it's like, I say all this to say, you guys, this was a very eventful weekend, but in debates, in conversation, and not just with my cousin, but with his son's girlfriend as well, because she's a liberal, but she's very sweet. And she's very opinionated like me, so I actually like her. I told my cousin that. I'm like, yo, cuz I like a girlfriend. We disagree on a lot of stuff, but she's smart and she's willing to listen and she's willing to debate, and that's a good girl. I like her. That's a good girl for you. I didn't care for the ex-girlfriend. I thought the ex-girlfriend was a bit much. But this one I like. I like her. Okay? She's smart, she's supportive, she's loyal, she's there for you, she's here with the family, and we get along great. We're laughing, we're getting along. She's in the debate. Like, this girl's not shy anymore. She's a part of the fam. I like her. So even when you have these very uncomfortable debates with Democrats and liberals, they realize in these conversations that they actually share the same values that we do. Like, you're conservative and you're a MAGA one at that. If you hold the value, stay off my block, there won't be no problems. And I'm not getting involved in my friends' conflicts, you're MAGA. Like, that's how it is. And I do recommend everybody use that analogy because it works and it seems to make everybody understand what the position is. I think that when we're using all these big words from, the politicians, using the policy names, and we even run down the history because, we're smart people. We're conservatives. We're smart. We know history. We know how to articulate our beliefs and our values and historical precedent. We know how to do all of that. But I think when you're using analogies like, we're in a neighborhood, this my block, stay off my block, that works. It works every time. This works. And he was like, okay, I see what you're saying, and I might even consider voting for Trump for a third term. I still don't like the guy, but I do like his policies, and that's enough for me. That's enough. So you guys get the comments, let me know what you think about that whole dynamic, the whole conversation, because like I said, I will do what I can to try to broker peace, but the second fists start flying, I am out of this. Okay, and we've been in it for too long. We've been beaten, we've been punched and kicked, and now America's drinking MAGA milk. Okay, we drinking milk out here. We got backbone, and we not taking nothing. Tomorrow is Liberation Day. Yes, for the terror. So excited for tomorrow. So excited for tomorrow. And it is April Fool's, but I don't have any April Fool's jokes for you guys. It's literally just a really good day. Had a good time with the family. Love the Lord. It was just a really good time. Had a good time. And I will see you guys later on an Archie's Briefing episode. I'm going to go not only heat my coffee, but I'm going to go make brunch, frying fish. Very excited. Love you guys. See you all later. Kepla.